Welcome everyone, Dory Sukup here. Welcome to Protect Your Business. We are super excited to be hosting this great webinar for you today because I am going to be sharing a business model that will help ensure and protect you against future disruption. Now is the time to start taking action and building a proper foundation for your business. So that's the topic of today. And we have so much stuff to go over, and we have people literally from all over the world. We're still having people rolling in. We have people with us from the Czech Republic. Welcome, Katrina. We have people from France. Jacqueline is with us. Notice I know how to pronounce that in French. We have Lillian from Ontario. We have people from all over the US, from British Columbia. We have John from the UK, you name it. Literally, we have people all over the world, and it's so much fun to be doing this and be able to reach really globally around the world, all the people that really need the help and are looking for things. So let me start by telling you why I decided to do this webinar. We've been getting so many phone calls from brand new people that have never done business with us before. And as we start talking with them and find out what's going on right now due to the coronavirus and due to really poor structure even before the coronavirus. And what we found is that most people have the wrong business model. And really that's what today is all about, is going over that business model that you guys need to implement so you can ensure success in the future. So what's happening right now is due to the fact that most people have the wrong business model, you have money going out right now, but not a lot of money coming in. And what that does is it puts a strain on the business, and it cripples you, and it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? You're at a loss. And a lot of people, what I'm finding out also, is they don't have a reserve fund. Like, how can you not have a reserve fund? That alone should make you want to take action now, so you can build that reserve fund, God forbid, if anything happens again. And the other thing is having that security to know that if something like this did happen again, you have that security that we can help you with, just like many mastermind members actually are still experiencing profitability even now. So I'm going to be sharing some of these examples with you. So we are live today on Zoom. So if you are on Zoom, give us a shout out, tell us who you are, where you're from, start typing in your questions if you have questions. We are also live on Facebook and Instagram. We have literally people from all over the world with us today. So I just want to say a big welcome to everybody. But let's start with this statement here to really realize where you are right now with your business. Is your business right now weak and frail and failing? Or is your business solid with strength and successful? Where are you? The sad thing is a lot of people don't even know what's going on. I want to share with you this quick little story about the frog. Well, if you take a frog and you put it in a pot and you start turning the oven on just slightly, a little bit at a time, well, that frog will stay in that pot, and guess what? It will die without realizing it's being slow cooked to death. That's what happens. And that's what's happening with a lot of businesses right now. People don't realize that they're dying because the death is slow. That's not what we want. If you take the frog and you put it in that boiling pot of water, what does the frog do? It jumps out. Why? Because it adapts. It knows it needs to get out of here because this water is hot. So it makes that move to jump out and actually do something and save itself. And that's what we want to do today. We want to save ourselves. We want to make sure that our business is solid and successful, because the last thing we want to do is die that slow death. That's not an option here. So here's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to be going over the business model that will make your business just absolutely soar and be secure. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is marketing. And I have to tell you, one of the most important principles of successful businesses is lead generation. If you don't focus on lead generation, you might as well be dead. You will be that frog that's dying if you don't continually have leads coming in. The second thing we're gonna go over is your processes, especially the process from lead to first visit. And what happens during that first visit? And this is where we see so many mistakes, is we don't have a process in place to take people from that initial phone call coming in to actually that first visit. What do we do with them? Are we doing just the a la carte process, or are we putting them through an entire program to really help them? So we're going to talk about that some. The third, which is saving all of our mastermind members right now. So if you don't take anything away today and you take just this one thing, you must have a reoccurring revenue model. And I'm going to be sharing with you some stories on how some of our members are able to still be profitable even now because of the reoccurring revenue model. And that's where so many people make the mistake when they develop their business model. They have this whole a la carte mentality and no revenue coming in automatically, and they just open up their door every day and hope people are gonna come in and hope the phone is gonna ring. Well, I'm sorry, but that's just plain stupid because there are other ways to run your business. So number 4, we're gonna go over financials and how important it is to pay attention to your budget and to your compensation model and to your pricing. Most people price their treatments wrong. I'm going to show you how important those things are to your business model. And number 4 is that no matter how good you personally are, it doesn't matter how beautiful your place is, if you don't have a team with you that knows what to do and understands all the processes, then you're missing out. You're missing out totally. And then I'm going to show you how you can get this complete model so you too can experience great growth and security against any disruption in the future. Now, we have about an hour together. This information usually is shared with you during the Leap Ahead seminar. By the way, we have a lot of Leap Ahead graduates with us today. I'm noticing some names that are very familiar. So I'm so glad you're still with us. But normally the Leap Ahead seminar is 3 days. So instead of 3 days, I have 1 hour here with you to kind of give you an overview. But at the end, I'm going to show you, because I know some of you are ready for a change. And I'm going to tell you where you can go to actually receive the entire model at the end. So again, welcome, and let's start. We want to start by this visual that I want to give you, that if your business is on sand right now, the good news is you can change it. You can do something about it. You can have a solid foundation that will ensure your future success. So take a look at what you have right now. Where is your business? Where are you financially? And is it on quicksand that's going to swallow you up and make you disappear? Or are you working towards that solidification that you need to make sure that your business is solid? And now, if I had my way with you, I want you to have a solid business. And that's what we're going to go over in the next hour here together, is that you can get the information that you need to have a solid business. So you don't have the pressure, you don't have the headaches, you don't have the tension, the anxiety of how am I going to make my bills at the end of the month? How am I going to pay my team? That's a terrible place to be. So here's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because for the past 19 years, you guys, we have perfected a model that I'm going to be sharing with you today. We know it works. So most of you know who I am. In case you're new, because I do see some names that are not very familiar to me. So in case you don't know who I am a business advisor. I like to call myself a 7-figure advisor because that's who I like to work with, is people that want to do 7 figures or multiple 7 figures. I am an author. If you haven't gotten a copy of my latest book yet, you can go to inspirationmanagement.com and get a copy of it. It's called How to Make Millions with Your Medical Spa. Actually, we are getting so many great reviews from the book, and we thank you all for going to Amazon and leaving us reviews, or Google. And the other thing, of course, I do, and how a lot of people find out about us, is I have the pleasure of speaking all over the world at conferences, and people usually come and see us. And that's how people end up being part of our community. So in case you're new to us, welcome. You can go to inspirationmanagement.com to find out more about what we do. I have an entire team here of people. I can't do this by myself. Just like I mentioned to you, you have to have a great team. I'm so blessed that I have that great team. And our office, I'm actually broadcasting today from beautiful Daytona Beach. It's actually beautiful and sunny today. No thunderstorms yet. We ordered some sunshine for you. And I'm sitting actually in what's to be our new studio. We're waiting for our set here coming soon. So by the end of this month, we'll be broadcasting from a brand new studio. So again, welcome. And let's go ahead and start with the model that I want to share with you today. Okay, so here's the model. You might want to take a picture of this. You're allowed, so you have it. Number one, look at number one. Number one is qualified leads. So remember, it's not just any leads, it's qualified leads, because what you have is something that people must have money to be able to do. It's people with discretionary income. It's not something that they have to have. So we need to make sure that we're going after the right leads, so you can have people that can afford what you offer. So that's number one, qualified leads. Number two is that consultation process. So we generated the lead, they call up, let's say, and now what do we do with them from that lead to actually the first visit, that consultation? What are we doing with them? Now, here's the mistake that most people make. Let's say we get a phone call. I'm interested in a facial. I'm interested in Botox. I'm interested in laser hair removal, whatever it is. So they reserve your appointment, right? They reserve my, let's say, facial. Once they reserve my facial, I come in, and then your esthetician usually is gonna come, and she's just gonna do my facial. Well, that's not a very smart process. That's a broken model. That's why you're in trouble right now, is because you're doing just that. That's not very smart. What I want you to do instead is that no matter what they come to do, if you just change that one thing in your business, the consultation process, if you just change that one thing, I'm going to show you how one of our clients made $1.1 million more in business from changing this one thing. One thing. So change it. Listen to me. Then once we do that consultation, we need to put them through a whole program based on what they need, right? From head to toe, all the way. Then we need to really wow them. We have to deliver a great guest experience so we can retain them and show them what a value we can add to their business. And then after that, once they finish their process, the whole customized program, then we're going to roll them into your VIP program, which is the reoccurring revenue model that's going to keep you going, which I'm going to explain to you here in just a second. But to do all this model, if you don't have a team that is trained and knows what the process is, what is the system, they know their scripts, they know what they need to do, how to do it, how to say it, when to say it, then my friends, you're going to be winging it. It's not going to work. You've got to follow the process. You got to follow the system. And if you don't follow it, then you're going to have the wild, wild west. And the wild, wild west, sorry, sucks. It's not good. That's the last thing you want. It's not a good idea. Now, again, usually during the Leap Ahead seminar, we go over this whole process in 3 days. Now, I have 1 hour with you. So needless to say, I'm just going to be skimming just a little bit of an overview for you. But the idea here is to make sure that you have this great imagination. By the way, the next chapter we're doing with Think and Grow Rich with the book gathering is imagination. So read that chapter. So I want you to imagine a proven effective business model to secure future success, because you decide, listen, you're here now. So obviously you have the desire, which was chapter 2 in Think and Grow Rich. It was thoughts, desire, right? Faith, and then imagination. So you gotta have those things in place. You have to imagine your business successful so you can provide yourself and your team the protection that they need against anything that could happen in the future. Because I have news for you. It doesn't look like this stupid coronavirus is going anywhere. So we need to make sure that we have the insurance to protect us and protect our businesses. So how do we do that? Well, it's actually very simple if you have a model. And that's what I'm trying to do today, is arm you with that model that you need. All right, so let's start with number 1, marketing. And look at what's in my bubble. It's all about the opt-in and the conversion. That's what it's all about, you guys. Marketing is all about the opt-ins. What is an opt-in? An opt-in is when you grab your target market's attention and get them to actually give you their information so you can start building a relationship with them, and then you can turn them into a client and then a lifetime client. But if you don't focus on that, I can ask you right now, what are your lead generation strategies? And by the way, I ask this usually at the Leap Ahead seminar when we do it live. Like, what are you doing to generate leads? Answer that question for me, please. What are you doing right now to generate leads? And you know what? Most people are not doing what they should be doing to generate leads. It's not an important thing. It's like, to me, it's the number 1 thing. That's why it's number 1. Because without leads, you might as well hang it up, go home. You've got to have them. So I want to give you at least one idea that will make a big difference. And that's right on your website, right on your homepage. Go look at your homepage. And if you want us to look at it for you, I have a team that will be more than happy to look at it for you. So ask yourself, when you look at your website, am I generating leads from my website? Are you? And I don't mean join our newsletter. I don't mean join our mailing list. That's not a really good opt-in. So what are you doing to generate leads? So if you go to our homepage, for example, see, because we practice what we preach. Right away, when you go to the Inspiration Management homepage, what do you see right away? My book. That's an opt-in. Right off the bat, like you come to the site, you see the book and like, oh, I want that book. Let me go ahead and opt in. Do you know how many opt-ins we get just from my book? Just from that. Then you go a little further down. You see a success planning session you can sign up for. You see free webinars you can actually sign up for. You'll see ask a coach. I mean, there are so many things for people to opt in. So my friends, I want you to set a goal of how many leads do you need to generate on a regular basis so you're able to get the numbers that you need. This right here is so important. I want you to be like a little Einstein. I want you to take a picture of this one too, because if you don't know these numbers, then you're not paying attention to your business. You're not. So how many leads do you need? How many of those leads are going to turn into a phone call? How many of those phone calls are we turning into a consultation? See, we're reverse engineering here a little bit, right? We're working our numbers out. How much revenue am I going to generate from each one of those consultations? Once you figure that out, then you can know how much is it costing me to generate one lead. So we did a Facebook campaign to invite people to this webinar, by the way. And the lead cost for our Facebook campaign that we did for this webinar was $1 a lead. Is that good? That's outstanding. To pay only $1 for a lead, that's crazy. That's unheard of. So you could do the same thing, but you need to know what your costs are for that one lead and how much money are we generating from each lead that comes in. And then, of course, your conversion rate. Out of this many leads, how many of them actually became clients? And then how many of them became a lifetime client or a member, right? Because that's what we're going to talk about is the membership. But if you don't know those numbers, and you know what's sad, really, you guys, is that many people that we ask these questions to, they have no idea. How can you run a business? How can you be in charge of your marketing if you don't know these numbers? You gotta know these numbers. And that's what we go over in the marketing plan, by the way. I'm doing this really to give you an idea of what you need to be doing now, but also to encourage you to invest in yourself and in your business and be able to get a more in-depth information about the model. So if you were coming to our 3-day seminar, which by the way, now we're doing virtually, we're not doing the Leap Ahead as a 3-day seminar anymore, but I'm taking the 3 days and divided them up into 12 modules for you. And all the bonuses that I'm gonna show you that you're gonna get with it. For example, the marketing plan is going to be as a gift for you, as a bonus for you, as part of the virtual Leap Ahead. So in that marketing plan, I'm going to be sharing with you the most economical, yet the most effective ways to generate leads. Again, these are things that I practice in our business. I don't spend a lot of money on marketing, you guys. I've got this figured out. As a matter of fact, that's probably the lowest thing we spend money on is marketing, because we do so many things like this that don't cost us. It cost me an hour of my time. So those are the things that we are teaching now other people to do to generate leads very economical, and it works. So this comes with the virtual Leap Ahead as a marketing tool. So I want you to at least take away from this one little thing right here is the opt-ins that you can do, whether it's on your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or your website. Those are all 4 platforms that you can put some kind of an offer, an opt-in offer for them to go give you their information so you can start building the relationship with them. Does that sound good?
So Dora, we have a couple of people popping in. You keep talking about virtual leap, and they're like, can you just share some information about the virtual leap?
Yes.
Because this is new to some of them. So
great. So the Leap Ahead, as I mentioned, usually it's a 3-day seminar, but since this whole thing is going on, of course, we're pivoting and changing and adapting and innovating like I'm asking you to do. So we're actually doing it online. And the purpose of this event is to arm you with the entire business model that I just shared with you. So we go over it in depth. We go over it with marketing, we go over it with financial planning, with team building, guest experience, operations. So you basically can take this blueprint that we're gonna give you and you'll be able to go back and start implementing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you a couple of examples of people that implemented, and to find out more about it, I'm gonna leave it till the end because I really wanna give you some good content now, but at the end, I'll go over it a little bit more. But you can go to inspirationmanagement.com, and under seminars, you can go to the Leap Ahead page, and there you'll see all the information about the Leap Ahead seminar. But right now, I want to introduce you to some of our superstars. Those are the rock stars. They're amazing mastermind members and Leap Ahead graduates. This is Madeline in the center. Look at her. She's just amazing. And I have to tell you, she is the queen of marketing. Everything we talk about, she goes and she does, from videos to landing pages to opt-ins to doing webinars, you name it. Her and her team during the coronavirus, when everybody was shut down, she was the one actually that was complaining about the shipping fees. They were selling so much doing online consultations that they were complaining about how much they were getting charged for shipping fees. Like she was paying $800 or something a day for shipping fees. That's how much they were shipping stuff using, by the way, the newest program we have, which is called the We Dare system. That's what Madeline was doing. But even without this, when Madeline first found us and came to the Leap Ahead seminar a couple of years ago, last year, when she reported her results to us at the end of the year, they have increased their business by 72% over the previous year. That's exponential growth. That's being courageous and being pro implementation, because that's what these guys do. They learn and they implement and they achieve results. And that's what you can do. And if they can do it, so can you. So imagine what your business would be like if you increased it by 72%. And you might be thinking, yeah, Dory, but I'm sure they're not increasing it now. Actually, they are. That's the amazing thing about having a successful model, is these guys are still profitable. They're still profitable. So don't give me any excuses. I don't like excuses. I feel that once you set your mind to something, you can do it, because even in the worst of times, there are people who are still thriving and succeeding. You just have to be smart about it, right? That's what we're talking about. So there is a way. You just have to be very open, and you have to adapt and innovate and implement. And when you do that, you're going to be on your way. All right, let's move to number 2, the first visit. This should be like such a celebration. I mean, oh my God, talking about rolling the red carpet. But you know what? Most of your team doesn't even know this is their first visit. It's like, wake up already. We need bells going on. And if you have not implemented what I call the daily success planning meeting yet, which what we teach also at the Leap Ahead, and know what your opportunities are for the day, and get your team in the right mindset, knowing exactly what we need to do, who's a first-time visitor, what are they having, who's doing what. You're the director, you're the coach of an NFL team. Do you think the coach shows up and, oh, okay, let's go play a game? No, we have a plan. We know what we need to do, and we're gonna get it done. But if everybody shows up, and this is what I get, this is the objection I get when I tell people, implement the daily success planning meeting. You know what they tell me? Well, but everybody comes in at a different time. Well, that's stupid. Why would everybody come in at a different time? Could you imagine if we're playing a basketball team, basketball game, and each team member comes in, oh, here's the forward now. We're 10 minutes into the game. And he's just walking in. No, this is a business. You gotta treat it as a business. I'm getting excited here because I just want to slap some people around sometimes because they just don't listen. Don't listen. Come on, you guys. This is so simple. Once you have the formula, stop with the excuses already. So do your daily success planning meeting, figure out who's coming in, identify those first-time visitors, and make sure we do right by them. This is like going on a first date. What do you do when you have a first date? Those of you who are single, come on, raise your hands. I know what I did for my date Friday night. I went home, I got ready, I was on my best behavior, you know, I looked good, I smelled good. I was ready to rock and roll. Gotta have some humor here, guys. But that's what we need to do. We need to be ready for that first visit. So are we doing just this silly a la carte thing, or are we doing a full-blown consultation? Again, I know you've heard me say this before. And you know what? You're going to hear me say it over and over because the model works. It works. You just have to do it. So if you still have the a la carte mentality where people walk in You do a consultation for whatever the treatment is, you do the treatment and you let them go, you just left a ton of money on the table. I'm serious. I have to use this word because it is plain stupid. It really is. So you gotta smarten up. If you're still doing that, smarten up. So instead of doing that, you really need to put them through the whole full-blown consultation process. So we teach the sacred system. The sacred system is what helped Julie make $1.1 million more in business. Just this one implementation caused her to do that. Is that enough to change it? Is that enough to do what I'm telling you to do? I mean, if it's not, I don't know what is. You might as well just leave now. Really, you don't need to be listening to me anymore. If you're not sold on changing your consultation process right now from what I just told you, then this is not for you. Because that's what Julie did. Julie came to the Leap Ahead once. She came to the Millionaire Circle. She brought her team back to the Leap Ahead. Then I went on location and helped speed up the implementation process. I went to Idaho. That's where they live. Her name of her business is Pure Medical Spa. She has 2 locations. And that is the result of what they did. And look at that. Their retail sales went up by 164%. And their overall business was up by 91%. Implementing the model. That's what this is. This is all about implementation. And when you implement, you are able to see these results. But that's the problem. A lot of people get stuck. You're so comfortable. You do the same thing day in, day out. Friends, you gotta do the uncomfortable if you wanna succeed. You gotta step out of that comfort zone. You have to do things differently, because what got you to where you are now is not going to be what's going to get you to go to the multi-million dollars, right? Gotta do it. You gotta do it. You can no longer procrastinate. You can no longer procrastinate. And you know, it's as easy as just following the model. And look, this is not a huge team. This is a small team, but yet they're solid and strong and able to implement and get the results. They're all on board. They all bought into the idea. They're amazing people. That's what you need. You need amazing people, and you need people to do the things that you're trying to teach them to do. And when that happens, magic happens. $1.1 million more happens. That's true success. That's exponential growth, right? Makes a big difference, you guys. Makes a big difference. I hope I'm opening up your eyes to why it's important to have the 4 S's in your life. This is what we teach. You have to have systems. You have to have structure. You have to have strategies, innovative strategies, and you have to have solutions to problems that are going to come up, like the coronavirus, right? You have to pivot. You have to adapt. You have to innovate. You have to implement. And when you do these things, you reach success. So you have a choice. And it really takes self-discipline to make that choice, because it's not easy. Success is not easy. But yet, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And it takes hard work. It takes a commitment. It takes an investment, right, of time and money. Those are the things that it takes to truly succeed. Or you can stay where you are, be comfortable. God forbid we might try something new. Just keep doing the same old you know what, and you're going to get the same you know what. So the choice is yours. But you got to get motivated, my friends. You got to get that fire, that burning desire that Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich. You got to join us for those book gatherings, by the way. Every Thursday now. We weren't doing them every Friday, but every Thursday now, we go over one chapter to get you thinking like a pro, to get you thinking like an entrepreneur, to get that fire burning inside you. You know what I spent my weekend doing this weekend? I read 4 books this weekend. That's what I did this weekend. What did you do this weekend? The more you read, the smarter you are. The more seminars you attend, the better off you're going to be. The more modules you listen to, the better you're going to be. Your team is going to be. So it's all about investing in yourself. And when you do that, you're going to be a lot better off. You are. Believe me, because I know it works. So this is the platform that the Leap Ahead is going to be on. It's going to be an amazing virtual event. We're working right now on creating this platform. You're going to be able to go in. You get to see the auditorium. You get to see a chat room. You get to see, talk to a coach if you need some help, technical support. It's going to be amazing. We're very excited to have that going on. So I hope that you'll join us for the virtual Leap Ahead, but I'll tell you about it a little bit later. Let's talk about number 3. Number 3 is my favorite thing in the whole world for this business model. And that's what really kept our business going through this disruption. That's what kept many of our clients going during the disruption. There is nothing like it. You gotta have it. And as a matter of fact, I just revamped it. It's brand new now. It used to be called the 10 Steps to Creating a Membership Program. And now it's actually a system that I created for it called the Copy System, which is a duplicating system. And it has like 3 different parts to it that I take you through the whole process, but I'm gonna make it part of the Leap Ahead program so I can teach you how to do a reoccurring model. So what does that mean? What does revenue reoccurring means? It means that every single month, people are going to get charged automatically to actually receive certain things that you want to offer them. Like we have a membership program, right? So we have different levels for our membership program. And people commit to being part of it. And every single month, they get charged for receiving value that we offer. And you can do the same thing. So I came up with an entire strategy for this membership program that we just launched. And it works amazingly because we know many of our members already implemented it and they're selling the membership like never before. And high end, like we're talking $499 a month membership, not cheap $99 membership. That's what we're doing. So I'm going to be going in depth on that. But the whole idea here is to truly deliver value for your clients. If you're going to do any discounting, this is what you should be discounting is your VIP program. You should not be discounting anything else. Forget discounting. The only time you should be doing discounting, and this is what we're going to be teaching during the Leap Ahead, is you're going to be discounting your VIP membership and your events when I teach you how to do events. So those are the 2 things you should only be discounting. The rest of the time, it should be a la carte pricing, or you can call it a guest price, and then the member price. You want to make it enticing for people to become a member. Like, why should I be a member? And that's what's so stupid about some people's action. It's just like, you know, I hit myself in the head. Like, what are you thinking? Like, you would have a membership, but then you have discounts going on all the time. So what's the point? Why would I want to join your membership if I can get the discounts anytime? What the fudge? What are you? That just doesn't make any sense. So imagine this, and this is what I'm going to be teaching you. Imagine this. Here's the guest price, full boat price. So if you want Botox, yes, it's $15 a unit, $16 or whatever. But if you're a member, then you can get it for X amount. Is that going to entice me now to become a member? Or if you're discounting so much that I don't need to be a member and I get what I want anyway, what's the point? Right? So, and that's what I'm going to be teaching you. But I have to tell you, I want to show you examples, right? These are real people just like you. And if they can do it, so can you. So Linda and Brianna are my biggest superstars, by the way. I love, love, love them because they're like sponges. They just suck the information and they go share it with their team and then they implement. They're amazing. As a matter of fact, you know, Father's Day is coming up. And I taught them how to do webinars, right? During the coronavirus. That's how everybody was making a ton of money doing webinars and doing online consultations. And I mean, we had people running around like crazy doing things. And that's how come they were still profitable. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Leap Ahead page, you're going to hear a webinar that I did with Linda and Brianna and Madeline, as a matter of fact, and from Sparkle. And you get to hear how they were navigating through the coronavirus, implementing the things that we came up with to fight that. But Linda and Brianna, their mother and daughter, and what saved them was doing the webinars. So they were generating revenue like crazy. They have a plastic surgery center too, and 2 med spa locations. They were selling facelifts for $20,000 during the coronavirus. They too were complaining about shipping costs. They were doing webinars and selling things like crazy. You know, we have another person from Michigan, like they were hit like crazy. And she did over $60,000 pre-selling Botox, pre-opening. Those are the kind of things that you can be doing when you innovate, right? But what I wanted to tell you about was their membership. So their membership is what kept them going. I believe they have about 300 members that are paying every single month. How would you like to have 300 members paying every single month? Wouldn't that be nice? So what I'm going to teach you is how your reoccurring revenue should take you to your break-even point. So all your bills are paid from the reoccurring revenue. Imagine you guys having all your bills paid from that automatic process. Would that be nice? So imagine now we're in the fall and God forbid this terrible chaos, the coronavirus or whatever other virus comes again in the fall. What's going to happen to your business if you don't have a reoccurring model? So what they're doing right now is they're building it up to 500 members. That's their goal. And they're the ones that are selling the $499 membership like crazy. If they can do it, so can you. So can you. But look at these increases. This is what they did over last year. Isn't that incredible? And that's what I'm talking to you guys about, is you have to have a model. If you don't have a model, then you do have the wild, wild west. You're not going to succeed. You're going to wing it. You're going to barely make it. And that's not very smart. That's not the reason why you went into business. Why are you working so hard? Why? Why? Why are you frustrated? Don't be. Don't be. Work smart. All right, let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is financial planning. And these are 2 tools you're going to get as part of the virtual leap. I'm sure we have tons of questions coming in here, so we're going to probably take some questions. But the financial model is very, very important. You got to have your budget. You got to have your compensation model that makes sense. And if you don't have that, again, you're just spinning your wheels. Spinning your wheels. Do you have independent contractors? Do you have employees? Do you have benefits? Do you have ways to retain them? Are you providing them with education? What are you doing? What are you doing financially? How are you pricing your treatments? You know, some of the people that registered for the webinar, one of the registration forms had challenges that you have. And it's amazing to me how so many of the challenges have to do with pay, with compensation, because many people don't know how to do their compensation. So during the leap ahead, you're going to get those 2 tools, plus me explaining to you how to set up your compensation model so it makes sense, how to set up your budget so you plug all the holes. So the money that comes in, it's utilized properly, and then we let it go out in a smart way. But if we don't, then we're not going to get what we want. So these are two tools that you're going to get also as part of your leap ahead. So let's talk a little bit about the important things you need to have from your financial picture. The number one is, where's the money going to come in? Where are these revenue streams that are coming in? Every business should have multiple revenue streams. If you don't have multiple revenue streams, then you don't have a proper business in place. So it's very important to know each department, how much revenue am I generating from each department? How much profit am I generating from each department? How am I pricing each one of my treatments? We have a pricing calculator that even shows you how much profit, even if you gave away discounting for memberships and events, how much profit will you still be making? Those are all, it's science, you guys. Like, you learn, we have so many doctors and medical professionals. You guys are all about the science. Well, this is business science. This is success science. You got to have these things in place for you to succeed. So revenue streams and pricing, we're going to talk about all those in depth. The other thing is the team compensation. This is, again, where most people go wrong. And then managing your expenses. What are you spending money on? Now, I mean spending, not investing. There's a difference between the two. There's investing and there's spending. Spending does not give you proper return. Investing gives you return. So what exactly are you doing? So your financials, your principles for your money coming in and coming out can make you or break you. But if you don't take the time to sit down and figure out exactly what is going on, what's coming in, what are my responsibilities, what's going on. Do I have a performance-based compensation model? Is my pricing proper? Or am I trying to compete with my competition? That's why I'm discounting things more and more. I have an answer for you on that one. If you compete on price, you will always lose. You should compete on expertise instead, and raise your prices. I just told all my members to raise their prices. The last thing we want to do is discount so we don't make any money. What's the point of working hard and not making any money? Like, you just bought yourself a job. Why would you want to do that? Not a good idea. So those are all things that we're going to go through to make sure that your financial picture makes sense. So I just want to give you an idea of another smart, very smart person. So this is Shelby Miller. By the way, all these guys did webinars with me. You can go to globalmedspaassociation.com and you can actually watch all these webinars. She's my youngest superstar, Shelby Miller. She's so beautiful. She's an Instagram queen. She has over 85,000 followers on Instagram. Get that. So she joined me for a webinar that we did on how to gain followers and then convert them into clients. So she's amazing. Though she's an amazing injector, she's just now opening her brand new 2,500 square foot med spa. Actually, in the middle of the chaos, she's opening. But all by herself last year. I think she stated this on the webinar. She did $1.5 million, like all by herself. Sweet. Yes. And you know what? She's going to be positioning herself right now because she came to the Leap Ahead seminar. She is a mastermind member. She came to the seminar right before this whole chaos. And now she's interviewing and she's hiring and she's taking the information from the Leap Ahead and she's implementing it into her business. We did a coaching call to find out all her compensation. She set all that up, her budget, everything. And you know what? Again, if you have a model and if you're smart enough to figure out that you don't have to do this by yourself, like she could have gone and tried to figure this out by herself, but she didn't. Why? I had met her a few years ago. We were both speaking at a conference. And back then she was still working for someone as an injector. and started talking with her, and she is just so sharp and witty and smart, and just she's just magnetic, right? You just meet those people that have great energy, and they suck you in. Well, we sucked each other in. She sucked me in with all her clinical knowledge, and I sucked her in with my business knowledge, and she decided to become a member. And I have to tell you, I love working with people like this because they just want to take the information. They're smart because, okay, just give me what I need and I'm going to go do it. Doesn't get much easier than that. It really doesn't. Again, if she can do it, so can you. So now what would you do with your team? So we talked about marketing, we talked about finance, we talked about the recurring revenue. Now let's talk a little bit about your team, because your team should be your number one priority as far as how they're going to get you to reach your goals. If you don't have a good team, you're not going to get where you want to go. So you get 3 tools with the Leap Ahead Virtual, in addition to the others I just mentioned. So you're going to get your marketing plan, you're going to get your financial tools, and then you're going to get 3 tools to help you. One is the guest relations, which to me, people still don't know how to answer the phone. They still don't know how to walk you through the process of phone call inquiry to consultation to coming in. They don't know. They don't know how to take you through the process. It's crazy. Anyway, they need to learn. They need their scripts. They need the manual. They need the audios. They need the webinar so they can learn. You have to invest in your team. If you don't invest in your team, they're not going to get what they want. Just like again in sports, why do they have coaches? Because they need to train these athletes. Even though these athletes are pros making millions of dollars, they still get what? They still get trained. You need to train your team. You have to commit to training your team. If you don't train them, guess what? They're going to come up with their own systems, their own structure. They're going to do whatever they think is best. And we definitely don't want to leave it up to them to know what's best. We don't. So you get all those. So the thing you need to learn is how to generate revenue, because most of your team members are anti-revenue generation. They're allergic to generating revenue. They say, oh, you want me to do what? You want me to sell? Oh no, I'm not a salesperson, and here goes your revenue and your profit, right? You know I'm right. So these are 3 things that you definitely need to have within your actual program, within your success library, so you can train your team. So they need all that. And then of course your leadership team also needs training, and that's what a mastermind member is all about, is that you get to be part of this community and you get to learn from each other and get to actually be the best that you can be. So I know I'm going to run over a little bit, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, so one more person I want you to meet, and that is Denise Dubois. She is in New York. She has also 2 locations in Albany and Saratoga. She has over 100 employees. Imagine having 100 employees. So that means she has 100 headaches. No, she used to. Not anymore. So she actually came to the book writing seminar too, and she's about to publish her book. And she's a Leap Ahead graduate, a mastermind member, and also I went on her on site to train her team. And I have to tell you, she's been in business, by the way, for 30 years. So obviously she did pretty decent even before my time. But though she did decent, she was not as profitable as possible. And the reason she was not as profitable as possible is because of the way she used to pay her team and her pricing. And once we fixed that, we restructured her business. We created these department leads. We created the training and the processes to be in place. Now her business is stronger than ever before. She too was complaining about shipping prices during the coronavirus. So again, if these guys can take the model that I just shared with you and implement it, those are the results that you're able to get. So now I had basically 1 hour with you to kind of go over this model. And of course, 1 hour doesn't cut it. I want to invite you to come to the virtual leap ahead. So instead of you having to get on a plane, get a hotel, pay the full price per person, now you get to pay one price and the entire team can actually attend. So it's a pretty big savings for you. So let me show you real quick what you can get by going through the personal development process, the 4 S's that we're going to go through. But the first thing really you need to do is make a commitment to what you want your business to be like. So you have some choices. You can keep doing what you're doing, as I mentioned earlier, and go through all the little trial and errors, or you can go straight, the fastest way to success, by following the model that I'm going to be sharing at the virtual leap ahead, and be in a place in 6 months that could be like night and day for you. So really the choice is yours. So it's up to you. Let me tell you what you're going to get to answer the question of the person that
Actually, several people have asked, and some of them are on Instagram, and we're about to lose them in a few minutes.
Yes.
So I wanted to get those.
So the leap ahead, thank you, Tara. So the leap ahead, the picture that you see is everything that you get. You get all these tools that I just mentioned. So you get the blueprint to effective team building, the don't sell, recommend, the guest relations, the compensation model, and then the budget. So all those come with it. And also you get 12 modules, and you have access for a place that you go where it's a private page, and you'll be able to access the information should you miss one of the modules. So we're going to do it on a Monday and a Wednesday every week. It's going to be for about a couple hours every time we meet, and there's going to be 12 modules. Now, to sign up for it, we have a special price going on to sign up for it. By the way, all this, if you were to buy it, and the marketing plan, if you were to buy all this by itself, it's more than $3,000. So we're giving it to you as part of the bonus for signing up for the Leap Ahead now. So the general admission is $14.95. You can break it up into 3 payments if you want, and you get all these bonuses I just mentioned. Or you can get a VIP ticket for $18.95, and that will include all the bonuses plus 3 half-hour coaching sessions with one of the business advisors. So normally, if you were to come to the Leap Ahead seminar, you would have paid $3,000 to come. So to get it virtually like this and gain access to it is incredible. So I would definitely invite you to go to inspirationmanagement.com, register there. We can only take 250 people, so we're almost at that now. So you better go and sign up. And here's the best part. It's guaranteed with satisfaction. I'm not in business to take your money and not see me. That's not my purpose. My purpose is I get paid for giving you value. We're so confident that you will benefit from this that yes, we do guarantee it. So go over to the inspirationmanagement.com now, go to the seminar tab, Leap Ahead, and you'll be able to actually sign up right from there and get your hand on this great model. So you're gonna also get this workbook. It's going to be divided up by modules. It's filled with great content that I'm going to be sharing with you, and some content that I've already modified. And if you are an alumni, we're giving you a VIP ticket for the price of the general admission. So if you've already attended the Leap Ahead before. And by the way, we have many people who attend more than once. So it doesn't mean that you're not going to gain from it. You definitely will gain a lot from it. So those are the things that we can go over. So I'll be taking that whole model that I showed you, and we'll be going in depth dig deep to provide you with what you need so you can take it, implement it, and start getting the results that everybody else gets. And again, it takes a commitment, you guys. It's an investment in you, it's an investment in your future, it's insurance. It's insurance for your future protection and security, because God knows what's going to happen. So you might as well set up your business now on solid ground so it can really grow and prosper. Now, I know we have a ton of questions, so, and I know I'm at the hour, but that's okay. If you want to have your questions answered, stick around with us, because I'm willing to stay and answer your questions, so no worries. So we have some questions, Tara?
We have a lot of questions. So one of the most popular questions today, Dory, is can a solo practitioner implement the tools from Leap Ahead?
Oh, absolutely. We have many. Actually, that's what Shelby was. Right. Shelby was a solopreneur. Absolutely. Listen, it's a business model that can be taken, tweaked, and implemented to whatever the situation is. And by the way, just because you're a solopreneur now does not mean you need to be a solopreneur moving forward, because that tells me if you're a solopreneur, you can only reach a certain level of success, which is fine. You can still do $1.5 million like Shelby did. That's not something to frown upon. And then you can have your future expansion and growth if that's what you want. Absolutely.
And then my second question here, which I love because it shows tenacity that they're doing this right now. So Mauricia wants to know what's the best advice you can give her, because she's actually opening and planning to start her med spa business right now.
Wow, okay.
And she doesn't know where to start or what to do.
Yes, well, congratulations. Actually, the first step is the leap ahead. That would be a perfect step for you, because you can get the big picture of where we're trying to take you. And then once you attend the leap ahead, you can always become a member, because then you'll have that one-on-one guidance of us helping you implement everything you learned from the leap ahead. But not only that, of course, you need all your branding, your logo, your positioning. And those are all things my team can help you with. So if you want to sign up for a success planning session, we can have one of the business advisors speak with you and show you what would be the easiest and the most economical way for you to get started. But definitely the leap ahead would be a good thing.
And then a couple of people who are outside of the US are asking, do your systems work for people that are in Mexico, Canada? And is it, would they have to change it dramatically to fit?
Okay, so we had the example I showed you with Madeline from Sparkle. She's actually in Canada. We have people literally all over the world. We have clients in Italy. We have clients in Japan. We have people in South America, you name it. So again, what we teach are solid business principles. Now, you might have to tweak a little bit here and there for maybe certain cultural things. Like I teach, for example, don't say no problem. That's not a word you should say. I say no worries. Now, if you lived in Jamaica, I'm not going to tell you not to say no problem, because that's what they say in Jamaica. They say no problem, man. So, of course, so you have to use your head, but the principles are solid no matter where you live.
Our second question is, you spoke about the memberships, and they're asking, can that be implemented into a small spa, or do they have to be a large med spa with a lot of clients to implement membership?
No, not at all. Anybody can have a membership. As a matter of fact, the whole idea of having a membership program is so you can grow the team, because then you have higher client flow, you have higher retention, you're able to feed the entire team because now you have consistent traffic coming in all the time. Absolutely. Everyone should have a recurring model, you guys, seriously, because again, if you're shut down, you want money to still flow in. Like I said, even if you just take that one thing from today, I did good. I did good by you.
So a big question is opt-ins. You mentioned opt-in. So I have several people commenting on Zoom
Mm-hmm.
about the opt-ins, and they said, where do they go or what do they even start with?
Yes.
Because the word opt-ins was totally new to them today.
Mm-hmm.
So can you help them with that?
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to go in depth on that, and I'm going to show you exactly where to put them, how to do it during the Leap Ahead virtual. But even if you just started with one thing right now, the one biggest thing you can do is offer a first time visit offer on the homepage of your website. So for example, and by the way, this is something that we do with every single website that we build for people, for clients like you, because it's one of the most economical way to generate leads. You'll be able to generate literally thousands and thousands of leads from just this one thing. So on your homepage, it should have first time visitor to whatever your med spa is or spa. And then it should have a picture of a gift card, receive a complimentary gift card. And you make it whatever amount you want to make it. If you're a Medi Spa, normally we recommend be at least $50 or $100 because they have expensive things. If it's a day spa or a wellness center, maybe it could be $25 or $50 that you want to have. So then they come to your homepage, they see all the things you have, then they see, oh, I'm a first time visitor. Oh, look, they're giving away a gift card. Then all you have to do is click. It says usually submit, right? And then you give your information and you submit. And now you're going to get an email saying, here's your gift card. And then the spa or the med spa will get an email saying, oh, Tara just opted in. And then I'm going to be teaching you on how to process that opt-in once it comes in. What do you do with it? Do you know something? We have built websites for people that did not become a member, and we've set up the opt-ins. And then one day they call us and we're checking and say, oh, how many opt-ins are you getting from the website? And they're like, oh, I don't know. What am I supposed to do with those? Like, are you kidding me? That's gold sitting there waiting for you to mine it, and you don't know? So that's what an opt-in is. That's just one idea, but I'm going to give you so many different ways to generate leads for little amount of money. They're going to bring you thousands and thousands of dollars by processing them right.
So Shelly has a question. You mentioned about you going actually on location to several of our members, and she said, what is involved in having Dory personally mentor a clinic?
So the first step, actually, I'm going to try to do less and less of that. And I'm sending my team to go do more and more of that. I'm trying to not work so hard. But yes, so the first step really is to do the leap ahead so you have an idea of where we're trying to take you. That's really the first step of anything doing with us, because it would be a lot costlier for you if I have to sit down one-on-one and go through the process. That's just, I will not do that. I will not do that to you. I will not do that to myself. So the first step is the leap ahead. Once we know exactly what needs to happen, then we'll set up a few phone calls to plan the visit ahead of time to see exactly what I'm going to do once I go on site. And usually what we do is we redo the compensation, we redo the position descriptions, we redo the commitment agreement, we redo the employee manual. We make sure you have all the other manuals, so once I go over it, then they can learn after I leave. So there's a lot that goes into it. And then I go on site. I do a secret shopping visit first. I call up, make an appointment, see how they answer the phone, go get some kind of a treatment. And then we do the training. I ask you to close down for 2 days, and we do 2 days worth of training. We call it a fresh start, and we just revamp. We spin their heads. We just get them all excited and motivated and inspired. And yes, we're going to go do this. And that's what we do during a fresh start. So it's a lot of fun.
Next day, when you come home, the owners are calling here in the office and they're like, oh my gosh, like totally.
Yeah.
They get every penny back the next day. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. You should be getting all your investment back.
All of it.
Yeah. But basically what we do is implement systems. That's what I'm all about, you guys. You gotta have those systems in place.
And it works that they're a member because then we're constantly working every month, coaching them and making sure they keep those systems in place.
Exactly.
So.
Because it's easy to go back to bad habits, by the way. That's why it's good to be a member. Just like I'm teaching you to be members, it's good to be. We just revamped our membership program, by the way. You should go check it out. It's called Flying High now. And that was actually a problem for a lot of people, is we give them so much information all at once. They're like, woo, what happens now? It's like a tornado. So what we do now is we do it a year at a time. We give you only this much to do, and this is what we're going to work on implementing the first year. And then this is what we do the second year, and this is what we do the third year. So go check it out. It's called Flying High.
So I have some people saying they're getting online right now to purchase their VIP ticket, because obviously it makes sense to do that. But their question is, do they have to wait until after Leap Ahead to use those coaching calls, or could they start using those coaching calls now?
It's going to be better for them actually to do them after, because they'll be able to utilize the amount of time to implementation. But then if there's something urgent now, then yeah, you could take one of them and use, but then I would save maybe two for post. Unless you're going to become a member, then you're going to get more phone calls anyway. So we're very flexible. We're easy to do business with.
So this one, I already know your answer, but Total You is asking, how do you manage Groupons? Especially during the pandemic, should they keep them? Should they change them? Should they get rid of them? And why?
Oh, I don't know how to spell that word. Groupon what? No, there are so many other things that you can do besides Groupon. Groupon clients are not your clients. Remember that. You need to write that one down. Groupon clients are not your clients, because you know what Groupon people do? They hop. They're deal hoes. They go from one deal to the next to the next. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. So I would rather come up with a good marketing strategy that works much better to attract the affluent, to attract the people that are going to come and pay the high dollars and are not nickeling and diming you to death. Because what happens when you get those Groupon clients, they're always expecting sales. Ugh, that's just not a good idea. Not a good idea. I would vote against that one. Let your competition do Groupons, but not you. Come to the Leap. I'll teach you a lot of ways to market your business.
And then let me ask you, some people have been asking questions about lasers. They're getting a lot of companies contacting them right now, because obviously it's a good time on deals and stuff. Should they go with their gut instinct and hold off and build a solid foundation, or they're asking, should they just jump into it and go with it?
Oh, I'll tell you a story about that. So we have a client in Kentucky. She was a member actually for many years. And some members listen and some members don't. And lasers are addictive. They're like going and buying a new Chanel bag or Louis Vuitton. Like once you have a couple, you just want more and more and more. And can you afford them? Maybe, maybe not. If you have the money right now to buy a laser without financing, okay, go buy it. But if you're going to finance it and put that pressure on your shoulders, what I would rather see you invest in is business tools to help you grow your business. Once you have a big surplus and you have that nice cash flow going on, then you can go invest in a laser. We're talking $100,000, you guys, right? And by the way, you might be finding some lasers now. If there are businesses going out of business, you don't have to buy a laser brand new. You know that, right? So you can always buy a pre-owned one. But anyway, to continue with my story for you. So her name was Rhonda. I'm not going to give you any more than that. But Rhonda did not listen to me. She did not listen to me with buying lasers. She just kept buying one after another after another. Now, she was a brand new business when I first met her. She came to Leap Ahead. She was a member for a few years. And only up to last year, It took her that long to become profitable. Usually when you work with us, I can get you profitable within 1 year. It took us 3 years to get her profitable. Why? Because she was not listening, and she kept going out and buying one laser after another, after another, after another. So if you want to delay your profitability, go buy them. If you want to be profitable right away, then maybe take your time. But again, I need to know a little bit more about your financial picture to give you a more solid answer. But that would be my overall opinion.
So I have two questions, and I think we'll wrap it up for today because we could keep going for forever, right?
Yes.
So one of the questions, Tanya wants to know, what do the memberships include for inspiration management? Do they just get downloadable tools? Are they getting access to us? And then the second question is, some of the people missed the actual start date of the Leap Ahead. If you could share that again for them.
Okay, so the Leap Ahead is going to start in July. Again, if you go to the Leap Ahead page on the website, you'll see all the dates all outlined. And once you go to the page and you sign up, you're going to get access. Once we do the first module, you're going to have access to a private page where all the modules are going to be housed there, where you can go and download your presentation, download the or listen to the audio, to the webinars, ask questions, whatever you want. So it's all set up already. As far as the membership and what's included, if some of you, which maybe some of you will, if some of you want to become a member right away, then you don't have to pay for the Leap virtual. It comes free with your membership. So that might be an option you want to go look at. So it's too in-depth for me to go over it now and explain it to you. But I would recommend you call up the office, let one of my team members go over it with you. Again, all the information is on inspirationmanagement.com. You go to memberships and you'll see Flying High, and you'll be able to actually see it right from there. And the 3 different levels, basically you get everything that you need, not just tools, but you get to talk to business advisors. The first thing we do is we assess everything you have right now. That's the first step in each level, by the way. So the first step is all that. And then you get access to seminars, you get access to modules, you get access to tools, forms. I mean, you name it. Everything that you need to implement that one thing, you'll have. And then you'll have the guidance of a coach, which makes life a lot easier.
So the last thing we are going to do is we did the drawing for the Leap.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. We're going to give away one free ticket. You should have reminded me of that earlier. I almost forgot. How dare I forget about the giveaway. So who is our lucky winner?
So her name is Corrine.
Corrine?
Barletier. Corrine Barletier.
Corrine Barletier.
Correct.
From where?
She is moving to Canada.
Wow, she's going to become a Canadian?
She's going to become a Canadian.
Wow. All right. Where is she moving from? Do we know?
I don't know where she's moving from.
Oh.
She's here in the States, and so she is the lucky winner.
All right. So you get free access, Corinne. Congratulations. Lucky you. And we look forward to helping you and making your vision a reality. All of you, actually.
So I actually know the answer. She's moving from West Palm Beach to Canada.
Oh,
So
oh my gosh. She's brave. Usually it's the other way around.
That's different.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. So I hope to see you all at the virtual Leap Ahead starting in July. You will not regret this move. I want you to have security. I want you to have insurance against future disruption. And this is really the best way I can show you how. Is it going to take you a little bit of money? Yes. But you know what? $1,500 is so small in comparison to what you're going to be getting. There's just no comparison. And if you really are serious about moving your business to a new place, having that security and having that financial security, more importantly, then it'll definitely be a good move for you. So if you have any more questions, you can always reach out to us. You can call the office. My team is available to help you. I look forward to seeing you, and thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a lot of fun, and it's always very memorable for me to make a difference in your life. And don't forget, join us for the book gathering every week, because we are talking about mindset and how to make all of our dreams become a reality and all of our vision. So stay healthy, invest in yourself, in your team, and reach a new level of success. So until next time, stay inspired, you guys. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Bye.